recap of what we studied and where we are, because there is a long gap. So let me just recap ourselves so that starting, just we'll recap it ourselves. One is basically, so far we are looking into the master data part, right? That is the material master, bill of material, work center, routing. So far, if I'm not wrong, we are up to routing, right?
That's correct.
We know how to create a material master, we know how to change the material master, we know how to display the material master, and some transaction related to the material master, that like extending of the material master, changing of the material type, and the other parameters like changing of the opening of the periods and closing of the periods. These are the transactions that we were looking into material master front. Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
Basically, if we look into the path of this one, if I go for production in the master data, we are talking about the material master. In the material master, we discussed these are the different transactions. Of course, create special transactions also we looked into, but we didn't gone into the depth of create special transactions. Basically, the meaning, significance, and usage of the created special transactions we looked into, and we looked into the material master creation, change immediately, display, flag for deletion, all these parameters we were looked into. Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
After that, we started with bill of material. Of course, we studied looked into the bill of material, how to create a bill of material, how to change the bill of material, how to display the bill of material, and at the same time, how to take the what is the single level BOM, multi-level BOM, and the simple BOM, level by level BOM, and how to retrieve the bill of material level by level, and multi-level and summarized level also we have been looked into the bill of material front-end master data. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And as far as the work centers are concerned, we looked into the work center creation, work center change, work center display. What are the important tabs? What are the important fields? And what is the significance of each field? In the work center, basically we have 5 tabs. That is the basic data, default values, capacities, scheduling, and costing. These in each tab we have some important keys, like in the case of the basic data we have the standard value key. In the case of the default tab we have the control key. In the case of the scheduling we have the formulas and the capacities, all these. And in the case of the cost center we have the, in the costing data we have the cost center and activity types that we have been looking into. Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
And after that we were looking into the routing part. In the routing also just we had looked into the how to create, what is meant by routing as such. The definition of the routing follows the step-by-step procedure to be followed for production of any material. It can be a semi-finished product or a finished product. The sequence of the steps or the methods or the operations to be followed for production of that particular material is described in detail in the routing, followed by the sequence of the machines and operations, and as well as what are the materials that are required at each stage, and what are the inspection characteristics or inspection to be done at each stage. Also, we can incorporate into the routing.
Yeah.
And there are different type of routings also we looked into, but basically the standard routing, and then rate routing, and the reference operation set, and rate reference operation set. Standard routing is the routing which is used for discrete manufacturing. In the case of the rate routing, which is used for repetitive manufacturing, and reference operation set is nothing but is like a sub-program or sub-routine, where sequence of the steps, repeated steps, we can incorporate it into the reference operation set. Similarly, the rate reference operation set, which is equivalent to the reference operation set, but exclusively used for repetitive manufacturing. Is this clear, Chandra, so far?
Yeah.
What we just did it, I'm recapping it ourselves just to have a recap of what we so far did it. And this is the front end part of it. And coming to the configuration part, we looked into few of the configurations particularly related to the material master and the material master, bill of material, work center, and routing. Whatever the master data we studied, we looked into the bit of the configuration part also. If I go for production, in the basic data, we were looking into the bill of material configuration, some of the settings related to what is meant by control data, general data, item data, what are the different parameters to be. And in the work center also we looked into what are the, how to define the standard value key and what is the significance of the standard value key. Similarly, the control key, how to define it, what are the important fields and parameters that a control key is controlling, and how to set the different control keys and what is the meaning of each parameter that we were looking into. And similarly, the capacity formulas and scheduling formulas also we were looking into. In the routing also we had been looking into the control key, setup key, all this stuff. Is that right, Chandra?
Yeah.
In the capacities, just we were looking into the capacity categories, available capacities, shift schedules, grouping key, and shift sequences and shift breaks, all those things we were looking into so far, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the front end part of it. This is the simple basic master data we were studied. Parallelly, of course, we were looking into the configuration part of this master data to some extent. Is that right, Chandra?
Yeah.
Now, let us, I want to run a cycle. Before running the cycle, I want to have a quick, one more topic, that is SOP. I want to take it up the SOP. What is meant by SOP is sales and operation planning. What is the purpose of this sales and operation planning is? Basically, we are transferring the sales data into our sales forecast. For example, for any high level sales discussions, the sales data, starting with the top persons of the sales and as well as the MD, they will freeze out to the parameters or the sales data for the next year, right? We are in the year 2000. We are here in 2012, say. During the third quarter or the final quarter of the year itself, for the next year, they will decide the what is the plan for the next year, right, Chandra?
Yeah, demand management, independent.
That is basically sales data. First, I'm coming into a bit more in the sense. Just give me a minute. 1 second. What exactly this is? SOP talks about is whatever is the sales data. This is the sales forecast in the month of the May, June, July, August. Generally, what exactly the people will do is during the third quarter or the fourth quarter for the next year, they will freeze up the plan, sales plan for the next year. Say, for example, for the year 2003, how much is our sales? For example, for this year, we have 100 crores of turnover. Say, for the next year, is it our 110 crores or 120 crores or 150 crores? What is our target? Whether they increase by 10% or 20%? Yeah, Chandra, you have some question?
Quick question. People talk about relations between SOP and COPA.
COPA, for SOP, the input is the COPA. COPA is basically dealt by CIBO people, Chandra. COPA is basically, it will give some sort of inputs for high level figures of SOP.
No, what is the big deal about COPA? Like people always talk about COPA is a big thing, kind of. Is that right?
Yeah.
Just input.
Actually, I do not have big. I do not have much stuff on the COPA part. But actually, COPA will tell about the like our production figures. You know, they will have the profitability figures, Chandra.
That's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But people will always, once the FICO people will say so proudly, say so that we know COPA and we are the people who will cut the COPA.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with you. Coming to, so for COPA is also one of the basic parameter, input parameters while defining or figuring it out as sales plan, right?
Yeah, sales orders.
Sales plan. We are not even come to the order level. Sales plan. We are just talking about the sales plan only.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, we are figuring it out some figures for the next year. We are in 2012, and we are talking about what is our plan for the 2013.
Yeah.
In the year 2012, we are taking a rough estimation of 100 crores we sold or we are going to sell it during the year 2012. This is our current figures, right?
Yeah.
And we are planning to increase our sales by, say, for example, 20% we have to increase our sales.
Yeah.
In terms of value. So, my total for the next year, my figure is equal to 120 crores, right?
Yeah.
120 crores is my total business volume for the year 2013, which has to be sold out in the year 2013 starting from Jan to December, right?
Yeah.
Of course, these figures may change from month to month. It's not the case that, okay, 120 crores divided by 12, it is 10 crores in each month. It is not possible because it is a business. It depends upon so many factors, right?
Yeah.
It can be a seasonal factor. It can be a festival season. It can be there are many factors depending upon the product, nature of the product, and the commodity, and the location, and the type of the business as such, right? Some people, if it is a say garment or something like that, it depends upon the festival seasons. It depends upon the customs, or it depends. So many factors will be there, right?
Yeah.
what I mean to say is this 120 crores may not be equally distributed in each month. Will you agree with this one?
Agree with, yeah.
Yeah, basically there will be some fluctuations, but overall for the total business, our plan is 120 crores from Jan to December, right?
Yeah.
Just I'm taking these figures to have a bit of our understanding only. It's not the case of that 120 crores one. We are not taking the literal meaning of that one. Just to narrate that simplicity, I'm taking this example.
Okay.
So let us assume such that for the year 2013, we are going to do a business of 120 crores from Jan to December, and the figures of this Jan to December may vary from month to month depending upon the season trend or whatever it is. But overall, if I will sum up from Jan to December, my total sales value should be 120 crores. So this is by top level discussions or top level figures at the sales part, right? Okay. 120 crores we decided we are going to sell it in the year 2013 in terms of the value. Okay, what might be the, once this 120 crores has been figured it out, so each month we have to sell it to basically 10 crores. 10 crores of work is divided into the pieces, right? In the sense, which factor, how much is the product? Suppose for example, I'm producing the car. And if at the product group level, I'm planning total cars, I want to sell it 120 crores. This 120 crores consisting of so many car models. Say for example, I'm taking a car model called as Maruti. It may be Maruti 800, it may be Alto, it may be WagonR. All this put together, I want to sell it 120 crores.
Yeah.
Let my product group, this is called as a product group. I'm planning at the product group level. At the top level, I'm planning it. Let us assume such that my product group is car. How many cars that I want to sell it? So I want to sell it 120 crores, which is consisting of 3 basic models like Maruti 800, like Alto and WagonR. Let us assume such this is our simple scenario that we will take it up. Is that okay for you?
Yeah.
So I am taking it up with 3 models, that is Maruti 800, Alto and WagonR is my members or the individual finished products which consisting of the car product group. So we are planning at the product group level and we will bifurcate that product group planning for the individual members, maybe 50% to the Maruti 800 and 25% to the Alto or 30% to the Alto and 20% to the WagonR, that combination. We know depending upon the historical figures of the last year, last year or some last 5 years data or whatever it is. Is that okay for you?
Yeah.
I'm telling first the theory part of it, just maybe I'm discussing it just at a global level. We'll go into the detail of it and just wait for some time.
Yeah.
So finally what we decided is, our discussion so far what we are yielding is, we are talking about the sales of the product group called as a car. We are going to sell cars for the year 2013 and my total sales plan for this product group called as car, it is 120 crores. This product group car is consisting of 3 products mainly, that is the 3 finished products mainly, Maruti 800, ST or whatever, Maruti 800, Alto and WagonR. These are the 3 products that I am clubbed under the product group called as car. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So once this SOP is run, if you will run the SOP into the SAP system, the output of this SAP, what it will finally, what is the outcome of this SOP is, whatever we discussed, this sales plan, sales data, all the data will be transferred to the demand management, that is called as production plan, right?
Yeah.
Basically the operations at the production or the plant level, they don't know what is the sales people have been figured it out, what is the sales plan and all, but they need how many number of pieces that I have to produce rather than how much is the value that I am producing it, right?
Yeah.
Their more concern is in the production level, they are concerned about how many pieces that I have to produce. Do I have the capacity to produce that many number of pieces? That is their concern in terms of the production factors. Is that right?
Yeah.
So your sales figures has to be transferred to the production figures, then only the production people in the shop floor, they can understand, or the production manager at the factory level, he can understand, okay, for the next year, this is my production plan, right?
Yeah.
So my production plan should have some sort of a link to your sales plan, or your sales plan ultimately has to drill down to your production plan, right?
Yeah.
So that will be done with the help of this SOP. SOP outcome of this SOP is your sales plan will be drilled down to your production plan, that is nothing but your demand management.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Of course. Now I hope it is clear to you as far as the just literal discussion of the SOP is concerned, right? Chandra?
No, I have a very good understanding. I did some pre-reads also.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Yeah.
So this is basically the sales plan. While converting this my production plan to the sales plan, I have some options available. In the sense, sometimes I can keep up my sales plan, my production plan in just give me a minute. The production plan, basically this production planners are, you will get the basically whatever we discussed, it is exactly the same thing, but the sales plan is getting drilled down to your production plan. When I am converting here, you are talking about this COPA, right, Chandra?
Which one? Yeah, that's correct.
This COPA is also giving some sort of input to your sales plan only, basically.
What is VAS?
Basically, this is the historical history, that last information system, whichever we have the history data.
Okay. That is history, and this is
Profitability.
profitable analysis. Yeah.
Right? And this sales plan,
Question,
so finally, these are the two inputs for your sales plan, basically, right?
Yeah, question for you.
Yeah.
History we always get based on like 10 years or 2 years, whatever history we want to take.
Right.
But COPA, so
Yeah.
what figures they consider when they suggest some quantities?
I don't have much correct clarity on that one, Chandra. Basically, to my understanding, this is basically profitability figures in the sense what exactly the profit margins are for each product or each product group level, even though we are producing it, but are they yielding it to the correct profit levels or profit margin levels? Maybe the output or the volume wise, turnover wise, yes, we are yielding it. But ultimately the bottom line is the profitability, right?
Yeah.
Even though, yes, okay, for a production guys, for us, okay, how much is to be produced, that is more concern for us. Okay, whether I am producing it as per the plan or not, do my production targets are reaching or not, that is for a production guy generally will concentrate only on the quantities, not of much on the values, right? But ultimately your values, what is your production plan? Yeah, sorry, Chandra, you are saying.
My question is like, we are getting history, right? The COPA is nothing but like a company projects. This year, like Nokia, we are going to produce 50 million handsets, right?
Right.
So that's kind of finance group declares that one, right? They come up with some figure.
That too in terms of, Chandra, more concerned about in terms of the profitability. In terms of, rather than the quantity, they will talk about the profitability. What is the margin percentage that I got it? Rather than the literal percentages, literally how much is the value?
So value, when they talk about value, like we have to convert them into number of pieces, right?
Yeah. Ultimately, we sold it out. Say last year we sold this many number of pieces. Volume wise, okay, we are good. Are we able to derive it to some clear-cut profits basically on that? That is more important, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah.
Okay, we produced it. Okay, we achieved our business target. But what is the ultimate yield or ultimate profit of that total business volume that we have been done for the last year? Whether it is okay, we sold 100 crores. For example, we are taking our own example. Say last year we sold 100 crores. Out of this 100 crores, what is my profit? Ultimate net profit, what is? Is it 10 crores or is it 2 crores? Okay, as far as in terms of the percentages, might be 10% or something, minimum of 10% or 15% or something, some business. It depends upon the business to business. Say 10 crores. Is this 10 crores? Am I getting from which product group, which model, which that also they have to drill down, right?
Yeah.
Those analysis will be taken care of by COPA. Chandra.
Okay, got it.
Of course, I don't have correct literally how exactly that will be done. I do not have much idea on that COPA part. Chandra.
No problem.
Yeah. Coming to the sales plan. So for the sales plan to derive it, the important information is VAS information and COPA information basically.
Okay.
So once based upon this, they squeezed it out to the sales plan. So for the year 2013, this is my sales plan. Say. Once the sales plan is derived, with the help of the sales plan, we are converting into the demand management through the various steps basically.
So sales plan is nothing but a quantity, right?
Sales plan, generally first they derive at the value terms, then afterwards only they will convert it to the pieces, Chandra. The very first level is they will derive it at the values as such.
Okay.
Generally, the first the sales plan for them is last year how much is the sales in terms of the value.
Yeah.
Okay, in order to these values for each product group, what is the values, and first they fix up the values. Those values will be get converted into the pieces with their own figures. But final freezing before coming to our production plan, they will tell this year we are going to sell this many number of pieces. But for the pieces, the above parameter is value basically. For them, the first value will be driven by or will be drilled down to pieces as such. Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
So once it is derived such that okay, this year we are going to sell this many number of pieces for this piece product groups or this numbers. So here we will create a plan for the product group, and this product group will disaggregate and then we will send it to our demand management through the series of the steps. Just I'll take it up into that one. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
So ultimately our sales plan is getting transferred to our demand management with the help of this SOP. Okay, there are different product group levels. You can plan it at the region level or the product group level or individual product level or individual member level also. You can run the SOP. If outcome of the SOP is always finally the demand for that particular product group or for that particular material. If you see here, this is basically sales information system. This sales information system is based upon the sales information system. They will logistic information system followed by sales information system, everything. Finally, they freeze it out some sort of figures for the order quantities for the year. Now, here he has been taken example of 1997 and he is projecting for 1998. We are taking 2012 and 2013, right?
Yeah.
So in the based upon the year figures of 1997, he is deriving the figures for 1998. Similarly, what we thought is our discussion was started is 2012 and 2013. Based upon the figures of 2012 and final figures up to 2012, we are projecting for the plan for the 2013 as such, right? And here the sales plan and sales quantities and the production quantities. Well, I am converting the sales quantities to the production quantities. I have three options available. Whether do my sales figures and production figures exactly the same. That means whatever the sales people projected, I will produce exactly the same figures as that of the sales product. That means I won't take any questions or anything. Suppose they had given some figure of say each month you have to produce 1 lakh pieces, or you want to sell 1 lakh pieces. My production plan also I will take it as each month I will produce it 1 lakh pieces as a production plan. That is one option available, right? The second option available is okay, but there are every time last year trend or last year trend depending upon the the sales people sometimes they will project something else and they will have a huge demands or sometimes they will rush up to the production needs. I want to keep some stock in my production. Then I'll keep some 1 day's stock or 2 days stock or 3 days stock depending upon the history. I can opt for that one also. Even though the sales figure is saying 1 lakh pieces per month, I want to keep 5 days, 1 week stock. That means 1 month. For 1 month, let us take 4 weeks means for 1 week it will be roughly say 25,000 pieces. I want to keep 1 week stock. That means I want to project it my production plan as 125,000 rather than the 100,000 which is projected by sales plan. Is that okay? You are able to understand this concept, Chandra?
Yeah.
Sales plan is 100,000.
Yeah.
The first option is my production plan is also 100,000 which is synchronous.
Yeah.
That is very clear. There is no confusion in that.
Yeah.
Because my production plan is also 100,000, your sales plan is also 100,000.
Yeah.
The second option is your sales plan is 100,000, but I am planning it my production plan as 125,000 because I want to keep some cushion in my production.
Okay.
In order to take care of unexpected demand from the market.
Yeah.
But I will nullify it over a period of next month or something like that. Let me prepare it to 25,000 extra. Even though if you are asking 100,000, I will prepare it. I will produce it 120,000 or 125,000, such that even if you give me more demand, I need not to worry for that one because I already prepared for 20,000, 20% or 25% extra cushion from the production side. Is that okay? Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
The other option available, that is basically days stock. I want to keep this many number of days stock. I can keep 2 days stock, 3 days stock, 5 days stock, whichever is depending upon my option available. The other option is almost the similar, but in terms of the quantity. Okay, I want to keep 10,000 pieces extra. Let me here. Okay, even though they are projecting is 100,000, let me plan it 110,000 as a production plan. That is, I am giving some quantity as a cushion. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So my production, even though your sales plan is equal to 100,000, my production plan I will take it as 110,000 because 10,000 quantity extra as a target quantity I am keeping as into my stock. The purpose of this one is to take care of unexpected any demand comes from the market. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So after freezing this, whether you want to keep the synchronous to the sales plan or base stock supply or target stock supply, then finally you have to transfer that to sales plan to the production plan, and finally you have to transfer this sales plan, production plan to the demand management. And once the demand management is triggered, you will see the independent requirements for each member of that particular product group.
Independent requirements.
Yeah, Chandra, you have one question?
Question. What is the difference between independent requirements and planned independent requirements? Both are same, right?
Yeah, it's the same only, Chandra.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, independent requirements it's a planned one. Basically, what we are talking about the demand management is finally we are going to derive it to the independent requirements only. We are planned in this way.
Yeah.
This is sales plan. Like a sales plan, we need to have some production plan also, right?
Yeah.
That figure base for my production plan is the sales plan.
Yeah.
I cannot just like that figure it out my production plan. So I should have some base for that one. For my base is figuring based on my sales plan only.
Yeah.
So that I am synchronous to the sales and I am synchronous to the company goals as such.
Yeah.
Right? Able to follow me?
Yeah. Got it.
That's good. Of course, the hierarchies you can plan at the different levels, not of much important. You can figure it out at the global level or percentages or the product level, different regions levels you can give it different percentages. We are taking it as a simple scenario of we are taking one product group called as car. Our car consists of 3 members, that is basically Maruti 800, Alto and WagonR. We are going to give the percentages 50% for Maruti 800 and 25% for Alto and 25% for WagonR.
Raj, question for you.
Yeah, tell me.
What is flexible planning?
Flexible planning is nothing but it's a basically simulation. In the sense, it's a different scenarios you can work it out with the flexible planning. As such, nowadays, rather than SOP and flexible planning, people are going directly for APO, Chandra.
APO, demand planning, yeah.
Yeah, APO, because for bigger MNCs, they are planning across the locations and across the plants, right?
That is correct.
ECC can, across the company codes they are doing it. Actually, ECC will work it out only for a single smaller company codes in one region or something like that.
That is correct. Plant level, yeah.
Yeah, basically in order to cover it up, our understanding, we are covering it up. It may not be that much so useful for us in day-to-day life of this SOP.
That is correct, yeah.
Basically, just we know sir that what exactly the SOP and what are the different functions in SOP involved in it.
Yeah.
Similarly, in the simulation, if you want to go for basically SOP will run directly create a demand management, right? Once we will run the SOP, finally I'll get a demand management in the my system, ECC system. But whereas in the flexible planning and all, we can see the simulations at the different levels and various levels as such.
So that means like play with different figures and come up with a plan.
Right. You are right, Chandra.
Okay.
But for bigger MNCs, people are neither using SOP nor using the flexible planning. They are directly going for APO demand management.
Yeah.
APO, in the APO demand management, APO will plan across the company codes and across the very global level to a detailed minute level even too.
That is correct.
It is much more advanced version of planning basically. That is the APO demand management. APO consisting of demand management, supply network planning, production planning and detailed scheduling. There are some different. Of course, I don't have much idea on the APO. It's just ABCD of APO. I don't know I know only the abbreviation of APO.
Well, I know APO. I know.
I'm looking for a good APO faculty, Chandra, but I'm not getting actually. In Hyderabad, APO people for APO is very less as such. And
if you want, I can send you documents.
If you don't mind, could you please, whenever you find some time, could you please just share it if you don't mind?
No, not share. I'll send you blueprints, everything I have.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I'm just funny.
Every possible document I have.
Thank you so much.
I have very good blueprints from top companies.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to look for DP and PPDS. These are the 2 parameters I'm looking for, at least DP and PPDS. Maybe I may not be in a position to quickly run through the SNP and all. SIF I know to some extent. That is basically the connections between the APO and the PP that I know to some extent. But DP I studied very earlier. That too with in rush, I don't have much. I myself was not so confident on the DP as such. Okay, as for the sake of the completion, I completed the course, but I'm not happy by myself as such.
I will send you the crash course.
Please, could you please?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm taking the advantage.
DP is like maximum 3 days for you. Only thing you have to spend is statistics. What model I need to use, that is important. So that takes time.
If you find some time, just could you please send me some.
Oh, no, I will. I have tons of documents, very good documents.
Thanks, Chandra. Thanks a million.
Okay.
Yeah, coming to this one, say basically this is also the distribution at the different levels, at the sales organization level, at the distribution channel level, at the level you can divide it. Of course, the sales people for their planning, they can plan it at a different levels as such. The concern for us is basically where we are going to bifurcate. For example, this is the bicycle is one parameter. For this bicycle is one product group, I will take it as. Then there are two products in this, members is turning bike and different bike. Similarly, in this once again there are bifurcated into different bicycles like movement bicycle. We are considering as a car. In this car, we are considering directly the members like Maruti 800, Alto, and some example. How the product group and how the members of the product group that we are taking into consideration. As I told you, so that for each product group, for the members, we can give different proportions. We are taking 3 as a member, so that I'm sorry. In our case, we are considering it 3 members. That is, product group is a car. In that, we are going to consider the 3 members: Maruti 800, Alto, and Wagoner. We are going to give it the 50% and 25% and 25%, or 50, 30, some percentages based upon the figures, just to have the understanding on that particular parameter. Yeah, here this is important, Chandra. Before going to the transferring to the demand, I have the different options available here. One is, these are my sales figures. For example, first I will fix it up the sales figures for each month, say. Then my production figures, whether it is a synchronous to the sales, that is if it is a synchronous to the sales, my production figures and sales figures are exactly the same. That is the concept of, yeah.
Question here, here you have monthly buckets, right? We can also have weekly or quarterly buckets also, right? Yeah.
You are right, Chandra. You can split the days period actually, rather than months, it can be bifurcated into the weekly buckets as such. You are right.
Okay.
What I was explaining to you is the concept of synchronous to the sales plan is my production figures are exactly to the same as that of the sales figures. That is concept is called as synchronous to the sales. And the other option available is, I told you such that the target stock level and the target days stock and the target supply. Target stock level is, I want to keep some stock level here. Suppose, for example, I want to keep a stock of 10,000 pieces. My production plan will become 110,000 rather than 100,000. Even though the sales plan is equal to 100,000, because I want to maintain a stock level of 10,000 pieces, then my production plan will become 110,000. Is that right, Chandra?
So what is the difference between stock level and target stock level?
Yeah, stock level is here based upon this target stock level only. What is the current stock available? What is the adjusted figures? It will come into the stock level, Chandra. You will fix it at the target stock as such.
Okay.
And the target days supply is this many number of targeted days. You are planning this many number of targeted days supply, but actual days supply, how much it will come in the actual days supply.
Okay.
You want to keep it 3 days as a stock, then you will maintain, it will calculate for that particular month what is the per day stock, then that much of quantity will be added to your production figure.
Okay.
Is that clear? Of course,
yes.
That we can understand with some example of figures as such.
Yeah.
It is just PowerPoint. I didn't mention any figures here. We'll take it up with in the system with the actual figures, Chandra.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, there is a small example is there. Rather than this, of course, I will explain to you in the system as such. For example, production stock level, target stock. You see this, target stock level is equal to 10 pieces or 10,000. For example, let us assume that these are in thousands, say. 10,000 pieces is my target stock level. Then my production figure is becoming as 60,000, even though the sales plan is equal to 50,000. Is this clear to you?
Oh, yeah, clear. Yeah.
Because I mentioned such that I want to maintain a stock of 10,000 pieces extra. So I am taking my production plan as 60,000, even though my sales plan is equal to 50,000. The other case is, the very first case is, if my production plan is synchronous to the sales plan, my production figures are exactly the same as that of the sales figures. Is that clear, Chandra?
Yeah.
It is 50-50, 70-70, 220, 220, 250, 250 because it's a synchronous to the sales. That means my production figures and sales figures are the same, right?
Yeah.
The other is target stock level, target days supply. Target stock is, this is the plan, I want to keep a stock of 10, 10, 10, 10 each. So here I want to keep a stock of 10,000 extra. So my production figure is equal to 10,000 extra. So that is equal to 50 plus 10, which is equal to 60.
Yeah.
The next month I want to keep the same, I don't want to add any more stock, let maintain the same stock of 10,000. So that is why my production plan is equal to 70 here.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is this clear to you how this 70 has been derived here?
Yeah, we already have the stock, so whatever is
Exactly.
sales,
That's
production
right.
is
That's
same,
it.
yeah.
Done. The SOP has been done. That's it. This is only the figure where the people will get confused, Chandra. Generally, some people will get confused. Oh, no, here. Okay. Can you just explain to me this, how this 40 and 250 figure, can you explain to me?
We need 30,000 more.
Yeah.
So in order to make 40, so my sales is 220. So I have to make 30 extra. So production will be 250.
Excellent, Chandra. Good, keep it up. That's more than enough. That's simple. That logic is clear, means this SOP is done with. That's it. That is only the logic need to be understandable. You have been explained very clearly. That is what exactly the logic, and that's what the system will do inside as such.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This figure is, you explained me very clearly, that the same logic also good here. Because 40 is already maintained, so I need not to give any more production, additional production. So 250 is 250, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, exactly also good for target days, but it is here you have been mentioned in figures. Here you are mentioning in terms of the days as such, Chandra, nothing else.
I'm not getting clear picture. Days means we are saying 3 days, right? What is this?
No, I'll tell. This is week 29 we are planning, right?
Uh-huh.
Week 29 is 5 days, right?
Uh-huh.
Any week is generally 5 days, right?
Uh-huh.
Within 5 days, my plan is equal to 50,000 pieces, right?
Yeah, those money each day 10 means 10, right?
Yes. So for 3 days, how much is the quantity additionally that you have to produce it? 30, right?
30, yeah.
So 50 plus 30 is equal to 80, right?
Yeah.
See, you are already having the 30 here, so you are making it as a 0 here. You are keeping into the demands of that 0. So 30 is already stock is available here, right?
Yeah.
So my plan is only 40 rather than 70. If this part is clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah, substock 30 from 70.
Yeah, I am consuming the stock whichever is maintained. The 3 day stock, I don't want to keep any more days stock here. So my stock has to become 0, right?
Yeah.
So that is why it has to meet to the 70 level, but already 30 is maintained here. So that is why 30 plus 40, which is equal to 70. So for this month, I need to produce only 40. I need not to produce even 70 even too, right?
Yeah.
Is this clear to you?
Yeah.
10 days, 11 into 10 is equal to 110. 110 will be added extra to this. So that is why it is equal to. And the same logic, already 11 days stock is maintained here. So I need not to go for anything extra. But see, 110 is.
How we got 265?
Yeah, it is actually 250, Chandra. I'm sorry.
250. It should be 250. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be 250 only. That figure is wrong.
Yeah.
We'll see it into the system a bit more carefully even.
Okay.
It should be 250 only, Chandra.
Yeah.
Because 11 days stock is already maintained here. You need not to maintain any additional stock of 11 days. Oh, sorry. One second. You see, it depends upon the number of, it divides based upon the number of working days in that month as such.
Okay.
I'll explain to you this one. Just hold on for a minute. If it is a week wise, it is 250 only. But it is not the week, it is a month wise. In that month, 5 days or 22 days are there, means it is 5 days are there, means. So, based upon that, system will calculate it. Okay, this of course I will explain to you in the system. But here, we have to look into the planning, we have to see that.
Yeah.
Because it is a month wise. If it is a week wise, yes, it is very clear. So that 265 to 265 has to come. But only thing is we have to look into this number of days as such. Is that okay?
Yeah.
But concept is clear, Chandra, as you rightly explained. That's what actually my intention of explanation is, only that one. Rest is all simple, very simple. Formulas or something like that. You can maintain it here. So once product group, at the product group level, if you maintain that, you have to transfer that product group or you have to disaggregate. Disaggregation is nothing but a split to different material level.
That's correct.
1 second, Chandra, just give me a hold on. Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you so much. Sure. Oh, great. Oh, I plan at least our another question. Do that. Yeah, thank you. Bye. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 And then, okay, fine. I'll catch up with you. చెప్పు ఉంటుంది అతను లేదు నో ప్రాబ్లం తెలియదు నో ప్రాబ్లం థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ Sorry, Chandra. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem.
Here we are planning it at the product group level. Product group level in the sense at the top level we are planning it. So my 100 crores is at the car level. So far I didn't have been bifurcated how much is the Maruti 800, how much is the Alto, how much is the WagonR, that figures are not clear. So when I plan at the product group level called as car, that car has to be disaggregated to individual members. That is nothing but disaggregation is nothing but splitting of the plan to individual members. That is basically. Yeah. Suppose if I give the 50% to the WagonR and 50% to the 50% to the 800, 50% to the Alto, 50% to the 25% to the something whatever the percentages, it will simply calculate based upon the percentages that we have been given. So each member will get a plan for that particular product group, Chandra. That is nothing but your disaggregation. And rough cut planning profile, basically this profile is basically used for to check the constraint anything is available for that particular product or for that particular material, for that particular resource. If you have any constraint, then you can check it up with the rough cut planning profile.
Why they call it rough cut planning?
The rough cut planning profile is basically to understand the bottlenecks, or basically to check it up whether the constraints are there, any machines or anything is there, any suppose I have to produce this many number of pieces per day, means with the available capacity can I produce it or not, you can check it up with the rough cut planning profile basically.
Okay.
And transfer to the demand management. So transferring of the demand management is nothing but your sales figures now are getting transferred to your production figures. Ultimately you will get a planned independent requirements or independent requirements in the system for each of the product group, each of the member of the product group basically.
Okay.
So once the independent requirements are there, from here onwards, we know the same story, running of the MRP, and converting the planned orders, converting the planned order to the production order, purchase order, and so on and so forth. This is the simple logistics chain for every time. For this, first point is MRP. MRP, for running the MRP, we need to have the independent requirements. For getting the independent requirements, we are getting it from the demand management, which is we are talking, we are here in this part, Chandra.
Yeah.
Are you able to follow me, Chandra?
Yeah.
So demand, sorry. So ultimately our demand management, that means our SOP, the sales figures are getting transferred to the demand management. This demand management in turn will generate the independent requirements in the system. Once the independent requirements are there in the system, then this cycle will keeps on running. That we will see it how to go ahead with. We are starting from here to here so far. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Coming to. Chandra, what about your access to the system? Which login ID that you are using, Chandra?
Ready faculties. That's what. Yeah.
I see. Basically, for this SOP, I were using it the earlier the Aries ID, some other ID. Maybe today I will catch it up with some ID. Chandra?
We can use Aries ID. That's not a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
She's not using it anymore, right?
Aries ID actually is not getting open it up. I don't know why. Just give me 1 minute. I opened some other ID. It's not getting open it up.
It is right. We can use it ready. Password faculties.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can use
I just today I'll make use of your idea. I'll create one product group, Chandra, and of course I'll continue for tomorrow. For today I was a bit late in the session. Tomorrow can we catch it up by 8 o'clock, Chandra? 8 a.m. of IST?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
No problem. Just let me quickly create one product group. Before creating the product group, we should our members should be available in the system. So I will create quickly the material master for our Maruti 800. I am taking this example, simple example of this one, Chandra.
Yeah.
I am creating a product group called as car. This is my product group. Car is my product group. And for this car, the members are Maruti 800. M800 is one member, and Alto is one member, and WagonR is one member. I am producing cars, and all those cars are clubbed under the product group called as car, and the percentages for each of these members is I am going to plan 50% for Maruti 800, which is major production or major sales, and for Alto I am giving it 30%. And for WagonR, I'm taking it up 20%, remaining 20%. This is the typical example that I'm going to take it up for SOP, Chandra. Is that okay?
Yeah, that means we are creating 3 materials, one.
Right. You are right.
Okay.
Is that okay, Chandra?
Yeah.
Give me a minute. Okay. Fine. So let me create first material master quickly. Did you create any materials, Chandra?
Not here, not in this system.
You didn't yet create it in this system. Okay, no issues. I thought that I will copy one of the materials from you. We are aware of how to create a material. That is why I am not explaining anything, Chandra. Just I am creating a material, nothing great as such.
Yeah.
because it is a finished product, I'm taking the sales figures, sales views also, and MRP views, and work scheduling view, and of course the costing one, costing two, I'm taking it up, accounting one, costing one, and the costing two. If I want, I can general plan storage data. Organization levels, I'm taking it up to 1000, storage location 005. Chandra, did I cover it of the organization structure for you?
No, we did not cover. We can cover.
No issues, no issues. I'll take it. No, just I had a bit of doubt myself. So that whether
No, we will do this one, and maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow we can cover organization.
No problem. That's what. I'm not going for organization structure right now. Just I thought that whether I covered it up or not covered it. It's not an issue. After SOP we'll take it up. It's not a big deal. Just to be aware of how to create organization structure. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm taking the same figure of 800.
Can you go back to organization structure one more time?
Organization levels.
Yeah. What levels we use?
1 second, Chandra. One second, Chandra. Give me 1 minute. I used the standard ones only, Chandra. That is 1000 plant, 1000 all things are 1000.
Oh, 1000 plant, okay.
1000 plant sales organization, 1000 distribution channel 10. Of course, storage location 005. Generally, I used to work it out with
005. What? Which one?
Storage location. Storage location.
Storage location 005. 10 is division, right?
Plant is 1000, sales organization 1000, distribution channel 10, and storage location is equal to 005.
Okay. Oh, we don't need division, right? Yeah.
Division we can maintain in the sales organization data here.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
00 division or something like that. Here nothing specific as such. And sales general plant data. This is the transportation group and loading group are the mandatory fields, so we have to fill it up. And this is the text, nothing great. Just put some text here. How is your project going on, Chandra? Busy?
Go live next week.
Then you will be totally tightly packed.
Right. Next week means 6th.
So you are very much busy with the schedules, I think.
Actually, after go live, we'll be very busy.
That is that is the real war start from there.
Basically, this is one of the top 10 SAP projects.
Wow, great.
World top 10. They are spending $800 million.
Wow. I'm just using these fields as it is, Chandra. I didn't, of course, we need to go for MRP types, large sizings, and all. Of course, the theory part is still pending as such. Okay?
Yeah.
MRP, and scheduling margin key. I'm using scheduling margin key, in-house production time. Next, strategy group. I'm going for make to stock and availability check.
Daily, right?
Yeah. Selection method, selection by production version, and individual character requirements I'm going for. And the production scheduling profile, we'll go for automatic scheduling profile. And the plant storage data, nothing specific as such. In the valuation class, go for evaluation class of the respective valuation class. It is a finished product, I'll go for 7920. And standard price of 100. Just I'm giving, it's not something, only thing is I need some material master, that is why I'm just creating it, nothing great.
Yeah.
Select the material group, one not someone has been material group. Okay, material 800 is created. Let me create one more material Alto, and I'll just copy it from 800. I'm copying it from 800, Chandra.
Yeah.
Select this. I'll make it as a default now, rather than selecting a variable.
A quick basic question, Raj.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
copy
yeah.
it should copy the views also, right? No.
Which means if I make it as a default, it will copy it as it is. Chandra. Now I made it as a default. You see in the next one more material when I made it as a default.
Okay, okay. So like without default, what information it copies? Only some views or basic
No,
views?
the views you have to select it, then only it will copy. Otherwise, it won't.
Okay.
Distribution. These are the organization levels that we have been taken it up, Chandra.
Yeah.
I'm copying it from the same organization levels. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not changing anything. Just I'm changing it here as Alto. That's it.
Yeah.
And additional data also, I'll just change it to Alto.
That means you need to maintain in German also, or?
Generally, sometimes text missing errors or something like that comes. So in order to avoid that, rather than dig deep, once again looking into where was the word is wrong or something like that, generally better to maintain both English and German wherever the texts are there.
Okay.
So that there won't be any confusion later, so that okay, we missed this data, that data, something like that. Nothing great as. Sometimes, when I'm creating some order or something like that, text is missing, it is not maintained in so and so language, something like that, it will come. I'll change the price of this Alto to 150, just to feel some difference between Maruti 800 and Alto. Of course, getting Alto for 150 is not possible. Just I'm taking something. I already created Wagoner. Now I'll go for Wagoner. I will take it from Maruti 800 itself. See, Chandra, now you can see the difference earlier to this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see. Yeah.
Here also I can make it as a default. If I make it as a default, I need not enter once again this data.
Yeah.
If I say default, then automatically system will copy this by default. If you want, you can change it. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
I'm putting it as Wagoner. Main data. So we created 3 materials, Chandra, nothing great as such. Now we are going to take it up one more, just one additional step of creating the product group. So how to go ahead for that product group, that is MC84, and the path for this one is equal to SOP. In this, I'm creating a product group. This is the product group, right?
Yeah. Can you display the transaction ID? Transaction
Doing the
code?
same thing.
Yeah.
I read your mind.
Yeah.
You are asking me the same thing, I am also doing the same thing. I do feel that if the transaction ID is there, so that we can see the transactions easily, that is more convenient.
Yeah.
MC84 is the transaction code, Chandra.
Yeah.
So my product group is equal to here. I'll do one thing, Chandra. Just
quick question.
Yeah.
Before that, can you go to MM01?
Yeah, sure. 01. You want to go for 01?
Yeah.
Right.
So here, sometimes in my other system, I cannot see, it only shows material type finished product, not showing FERT. So what I have to do in order to display that?
Here there is option here, options are there. You go to expert and go to this, if I'll deactivate this one, okay. For example.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm getting this one, yeah. So.
Got that, Chandra? I hope now you are able to see that difference.
Now I'm clear, yeah.
I'm repeating once again the same setting, Chandra. Just take a look at it. Go to options, and here expert data is there. Show the key in all drop down list. This you have to activate it.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Is it clear to you, Chandra?
Yeah, very clear. Yeah.
The moment I activated this is coming. This is actually convenient. I too, without that, I too get a lot of confusion because okay, I'm talking about the finished product, but some people may have been changed the type. Okay, description is the same, but if it is a different type, is fetching it up, it will create problems.
Yeah.
Right. I'll do one thing, Chandra. I'll go for MC84. 84 is for display, 85 is for change. I'll change the existing product group. I hope so that there is one existing product group, PG100, the standard product group. Oh, in the plant component. This product group I'm taking it up, and in this product group I'll change my members to different members. I'll delete this member. I'll add one member of say my M800 is my one member. And the percentages I'm giving it to the 50%. This member also I'll delete this member and I'll give it for auto of 25%. Let's say 30%. And say I'll go for Wagner in the plant 1000. Percentage 20%. $85 is for display. 100. $85 is for display, right? Yeah. This is our product group, Chandra. Just we created one product group. Of course, car. I changed the existing product, or otherwise I'll change the description, or something like that.
Car group, yeah.
I'll continue the further from, we just created up to a product group, Chandra. How to then plan it and how to disaggregate, how to transfer it to the demand management. Can I take it up tomorrow, please?
Yeah. So 8 your time is 9:30 my time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, please. 8 a.m. of my time. Maybe plus minus 5 minutes, some power fail or something. Just you have to bear it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be online by 8, before 8.
Thanks, Chandra.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, bye. Good night. Take care. And for me, good day.
Good day. Thank you.